Stop scrolling. I'm about to tell you a 30-second ritual that could literally change how 2026 shows up for you, and it involves lentils. Yes, lentils. By the end of this video, you'll know why a handful of lentils in your hands on January 1st can set the stage for more wealth, luck, and opportunities than you've ever imagined. Here's the deal. Most people wait for luck to find them. They wait for a promotion, for love, for money. But abundance doesn't just fall from the sky. It responds to signals. The signal, intention. And here's where the lentils come in. They're small, humble, but powerful. Washing your hands with them on the very first day of the year is a symbolic act. It's your brain saying, I am ready for growth. I am ready for prosperity. And when your mind is ready, your life starts aligning. Lentils have carried meaning for thousands of years, far beyond their humble role as a staple food. Across cultures, they are more than just a source of nutrition. They are a powerful symbol of abundance, prosperity, and growth. Their small, unassuming shape hides a big message. From something tiny, great things can emerge. In ancient times, lentils were often given as gifts or incorporated into rituals precisely because they were seen as seeds of potential. Each lentil represents opportunity, a little unit of growth waiting to multiply, which is why they are associated with wealth, fortune, and new beginnings. This symbolism makes them perfect for rituals intended to attract positive energy or set intentions for the year ahead. Holding lentils, washing with them, or simply seeing them in a mindful way connects you to this centuries-old idea that abundance can start small but grow exponentially if nurtured with care and focus. When you physically engage with lentils, it's not just a symbolic gesture, it's also a form of mental programming. Humans respond strongly to rituals, especially ones that are tactile. Touching something associated with prosperity, like lentils, creates a mental link between action and outcome. Your brain begins to register the act as intentional, purposeful, and meaningful. This makes the abstract concept of abundance feel tangible. Instead of passively hoping for luck or wealth, you are signaling to yourself that you are actively participating in creating your own fortune. In many ways, this simple act is a bridge between intention and reality. It reminds you that growth often starts in the smallest, seemingly inconsequential actions. The lentils, in all their modest simplicity, are a physical representation of the principle that small seeds, when cared for, blossom into significant results. Symbolism also carries an emotional weight. When you hold these tiny grains of potential in your hands, you are reminded of possibilities, of doors waiting to open, of opportunities ready to be seized. There's something grounding about physically connecting to a symbol of prosperity. It makes the future feel reachable, not just a distant abstract idea. Over time, repeated rituals using lentils reinforce this mindset, subtly shaping the way you perceive opportunities and challenges. The ritual becomes a visual and tactile cue that abundance is not a matter of chance. It's a practice, a choice, and a state of readiness. It's remarkable how something as simple as lentils can carry such a layered, profound message about growth, intention, and the manifestation of prosperity. The beginning of a new year has always held a unique power in human psychology. There's something about the transition from December 31st to January 1st that naturally encourages reflection, resetting, and envisioning what we want to create in the coming months. A new year offers a blank canvas, a rare opportunity to step away from past routines, habits, and limitations, and to consciously decide how we want life to unfold. Rituals in particular amplify this sense of possibility. They give structure to intention and transform abstract desires into deliberate acts. Without ritual, hope can feel vague and fleeting, but when paired with a tangible action, it becomes anchored in our minds. That's why starting the year with even a small symbolic gesture, like washing your hands with lentils, can create a mental framework for abundance, clarity, and momentum. Rituals work because humans are meaning-making creatures. When we consciously mark the start of something new with an act that signals significance, we prime our brain to notice opportunities and act in alignment with our goals. It's not magic, it's psychology. The body, the mind, and even the emotions get involved. Each time you perform a ritual, your brain registers it as a marker of intention. Over time, this strengthens neural pathways that reinforce proactive behaviors. Doing something on January 1st that symbolizes prosperity or growth makes the entire year feel like a continuation of that choice. The act itself becomes a cue for the subconscious mind, a reminder that you are actively participating in creating the life you want. Additionally, rituals give you a sense of control and personal agency. Life often feels unpredictable, and external circumstances can make success seem random or elusive. Rituals anchor you in the belief that your actions matter, that the choices you make today ripple outward into the months ahead. They also help to create emotional resonance. When you associate the first day of the year with a deliberate, meaningful action, it engages your senses, your focus, and your emotions all at once. This combination of sensory engagement and intentionality makes the ritual memorable, which makes the message of abundance more likely to stick. Over time, performing these New Year rituals can transform the way you approach opportunities, challenges, and goals. What begins as a simple symbolic act can evolve into a mindset of consistent intentionality, shaping your year with purpose, optimism, and a readiness to embrace growth. The mind and body are not separate entities. They constantly communicate and influence one another. What you do physically can shape your mental state just as much as your thoughts can shape your behavior. This is why a simple act, like washing your hands with lentils, carries more weight than it appears to at first glance. The physical sensation of touching, moving, and rubbing lentils between your fingers creates a tangible sensory experience that your brain interprets as meaningful. By engaging your body in a deliberate, symbolic action, you are signaling to your subconscious mind that something important is happening. The body acts as a messenger to the mind, reinforcing intention and creating a stronger psychological imprint than mere verbal affirmation or abstract thought ever could. In other words, when your hands physically interact with a symbol of abundance, your mind begins to recognize and internalize that symbolism on a deeper, almost instinctual level. This mind-body loop is critical because humans are wired to respond to cues and patterns. Repetition of deliberate action strengthens neural pathways, embedding habits, beliefs, and intentions in both conscious and subconscious layers of the mind. When you tie a symbolic gesture like lentils to a goal, such as abundance or prosperity, you're essentially teaching your brain a new pattern, that certain actions correlate with positive outcomes. The more your brain experiences this loop, the more natural it becomes to approach life with a mindset of opportunity and growth. The act of washing your hands, a motion we normally associate with cleansing, takes on an entirely new meaning when combined with intention. The brain interprets this as both a literal cleansing of old energies and a figurative opening of space for new possibilities. Engaging the body also triggers emotional responses that reinforce your intention. Physical movement can release energy and endorphins, which heighten focus and motivation. When you integrate a ritual with a tactile sensory experience, your emotions become part of the signal as well. The combination of touch, sight, and intention makes the experience far more memorable and impactful than a purely mental exercise. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil. The body acts as the soil, the mind as the sunlight, and the intention as water. Each element is necessary for growth. By intentionally connecting mind and body, even through small symbolic acts, you create a sense of agency over your life. You are no longer passively hoping for prosperity. You are physically enacting it, sending a clear signal to yourself that you are ready to receive. This alignment of mind and body is what turns simple rituals into powerful tools for transformation, setting the stage for abundance that feels both possible and inevitable. Intention is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked forces in shaping our lives. It's more than just wishing or hoping for something to happen. It's a deliberate decision to focus your mind, energy, and actions toward a specific outcome. When you act with intention, even in a small symbolic way, like washing your hands with lentils on January 1st, you are essentially telling your brain and your subconscious mind that you are serious about what you want to create. The mind responds to clear, directed signals. Without a defined intention, your actions can feel scattered, your energy diffuse, and your goals abstract. But when you consciously attach purpose to an act, it becomes a magnet for attention, effort, and opportunity. Intention sharpens perception and primes you to notice possibilities that might otherwise go unseen. Psychologically, rituals and symbolic acts are particularly effective in amplifying intention because they are memorable and emotionally charged. The unusual nature of washing hands with lentils creates a mental bookmark. When you perform this act, your mind remembers it not as ordinary, but as meaningful. This means that every time you think back to that moment, your brain reactivates the intention, reinforcing it at a subconscious level. Intention becomes a kind of internal compass, subtly guiding your thoughts, decisions, and behaviors toward alignment with the outcome you desire. It's not magic, it's mental programming. By performing a deliberate action, you are establishing a neural pattern that encourages consistency, focus, and follow-through. Moreover, acting with intention engages the law of cause and effect in a practical sense. Small, purposeful acts ripple outward into larger results. Every step you take with focus and clarity sends a signal to your environment and to yourself that you are prepared to receive what you seek. When combined with symbolic acts like using lentils, a physical representation of prosperity and growth, intention becomes both psychological and tangible. You're not just thinking about abundance, you're creating a physical, repeatable ritual that reinforces the mindset of wealth, opportunity, and readiness. The psychology of intention also touches on motivation and self-efficacy. When you act with purpose, your confidence grows because you are taking ownership of your outcomes. You stop waiting for luck or external circumstances and start actively participating in shaping your reality. This alignment of thought, action, and symbol strengthens your belief that you are capable of creating abundance. In essence, intention transforms vague hopes into structured, actionable energy that sets the foundation for measurable results in every aspect of life. So pause this video right now, grab some lentils, and get ready to do this ritual with me. Don't just watch, participate. your abundance starts with action. Visualization is a remarkably powerful tool because the mind often cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is experienced in reality. When you intentionally picture abundance in your life, you are effectively rehearsing success and creating a blueprint for your brain to follow. It's not about fantasizing or wishful thinking. It's about creating a mental map that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you want to manifest. This is where rituals like washing your hands with lentils come into play. The physical act anchors your visualization. As your hands touch the lentils, your mind can project the feeling of wealth, prosperity, and growth onto the tactile experience. You are transforming an ordinary moment into a sensory-rich rehearsal for the life you want to attract. Each lentil can become a mental symbol, a tiny unit of abundance, reinforcing the idea that prosperity can start small and multiply over time. Neuroscience shows that visualizing an outcome activates many of the same neural pathways as actually experiencing it. When you imagine abundance in detail, seeing it, feeling it, even smelling or hearing aspects of it, you are priming your brain to recognize opportunities and take actions consistent with that vision. It shifts your perception and attention toward resources, solutions, and pathways you might have missed otherwise. Visualization makes the intangible tangible, creating a sense of readiness and expectation. The mind begins to align with your desired reality, preparing you to act in ways that make it more likely to occur. In this sense, visualization is like programming a compass within your brain, constantly pointing toward growth, prosperity, and success. Visualization also strengthens emotional resonance. When you vividly imagine abundance, you experience the feelings associated with it: confidence, excitement, security, joy. These emotions are crucial because they act as fuel, motivating action and reinforcing belief in your own ability to achieve your goals. By linking these emotions to a physical ritual, you create a multi-layered experience that is more likely to stick in your subconscious. Over time, your brain begins to associate the ritual and the emotion together, making it easier to access that mindset whenever you need focus, motivation, or clarity. Ultimately, visualization transforms abstract hopes into concrete mental experiences. By combining mental imagery with symbolic acts like lentils, you bridge the gap between intention and reality. You are teaching your brain to operate as if abundance is already possible, which in turn increases your likelihood of recognizing and acting on opportunities that bring that vision to life. It's a subtle yet profound way to align thought, action, and energy in a way that naturally attracts prosperity and growth. Personal responsibility is the foundation of any meaningful growth or transformation because it shifts the focus from external circumstances to internal power. Too often, people wait for luck, timing, or someone else to create change in their lives, believing that prosperity, opportunity, or success is something that comes from the outside. But real abundance begins when you take ownership of your actions, choices, and mindset. A simple ritual like washing your hands with lentils on January 1st is more than just a symbolic act. It's a declaration that you are consciously choosing to participate in your own life. It's a recognition that while you cannot control every external factor, you can control how you show up, what intentions you set, and how actively you pursue opportunities. This act of personal accountability is empowering because it moves you from a passive state of hoping for results to an active state of creating them. Taking personal responsibility also strengthens confidence and self-efficacy. When you know that you are deliberately engaging in rituals or habits that align with your goals, your brain receives consistent reinforcement that you are capable of influencing your reality. It's a subtle but powerful shift. You begin to notice patterns, make strategic decisions, and act in alignment with abundance rather than simply wishing it into existence. Responsibility is not about pressure or guilt. It is about clarity and empowerment. Each small act, whether symbolic or practical, compounds over time, demonstrating that the results you experience are closely tied to your decisions, your consistency, and your intentionality. Psychologically, personal responsibility also reduces feelings of helplessness and victimhood. When people attribute outcomes solely to luck, circumstance, or other people, they give away their power. Rituals like using lentils serve as a tangible reminder that change is possible when you actively participate in your life. They act as cues that your choices matter and that you are capable of creating a pathway to abundance. By embracing responsibility, you stop waiting for external validation or ideal conditions, and instead focus on what is within your control. The small, deliberate steps that, when accumulated, generate significant results. Ultimately, personal responsibility connects intention, action, and outcome. It is the invisible engine that turns symbolic acts into meaningful results. By consciously deciding to take ownership of your energy, your habits, and your focus, you set yourself up to notice opportunities, act decisively, and cultivate abundance in ways that are sustainable and deeply aligned with your values. In essence, the more you embrace responsibility, the more life responds to your deliberate efforts, and small acts, like washing your hands with lentils, become powerful statements of ownership over your own prosperity. The power of fun and unconventionality in rituals cannot be underestimated because it immediately captures attention and creates a memorable experience. Most people approach goals, abundance, or self-improvement in a rigid, serious way, which often leads to resistance or disengagement. But when an act is unusual, playful, or slightly quirky, like washing your hands with lentils, it triggers curiosity and excitement. This novelty activates the brain's reward system, making the experience more engaging and emotionally resonant. The mind naturally remembers things that stand out, things that break the pattern of routine. By incorporating a twist that feels unexpected, you ensure that the act of intention setting is not just another box to tick, but a dynamic, sensory-rich event that imprints itself in memory. This makes the symbolic gesture far more effective than something ordinary because it links emotional arousal to intention. There's also a psychological advantage to embracing unconventionality. It creates a sense of ownership and empowerment. When you do something outside the norm, you are signaling to yourself that you are willing to step beyond limitations, experiment, and try approaches others might dismiss. This willingness to engage with the unusual mirrors the mindset required for growth and abundance. People who are open to unconventional methods are often more flexible, adaptive, and capable of seeing opportunities that others overlook. A playful, unexpected ritual acts as a micro-practice of that mindset. It reminds you that abundance is not only about effort and strategy, but also about creativity, adaptability, and the courage to approach life in unique ways. Fun also adds an emotional layer that strengthens the impact of the ritual. Positive emotions like joy, curiosity, or amusement release neurochemicals that reinforce learning, memory, and motivation. When you laugh or smile while engaging in a symbolic act, your brain associates that gesture with pleasure and reward. This makes it more likely that you will repeat the behavior, internalize the mindset, and maintain consistency over time. In essence, the playful twist transforms what could be a dry, purely symbolic act into an immersive experience that engages mind, body, and emotion simultaneously. Finally, the unconventional nature of the act makes it socially contagious. When others hear about or witness something unique, it sparks interest and discussion, creating a ripple effect of curiosity and positive energy. Sharing this playful approach to abundance allows people to connect over shared novelty, further amplifying the sense of excitement and possibility. By infusing fun and unconventionality into a ritual, you not only make it memorable for yourself, but also create an energy that can spread, enhancing both personal and collective experiences of abundance. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and much of the energy we experience, whether it's motivation, inspiration, or even a sense of abundance, can be amplified through connection with others. When you engage in a ritual like washing your hands with lentils, it's not just a private act of intention. It has the potential to ripple outward and influence the people around you. Sharing this practice, whether by inviting friends to participate, posting about it, or even casually talking about it, creates a sense of collective engagement. When a group of people engages in a shared activity with a positive purpose, it generates momentum that goes beyond what any individual could achieve alone. The energy of the collective mind and the reinforcement from witnessing others participate intensify the feeling of abundance and possibility. Community involvement also strengthens accountability and consistency. When you share a ritual or habit with others, you are more likely to follow through because it's not just a personal action anymore. It becomes a shared experience. This external layer of reinforcement encourages commitment, while simultaneously creating an environment where positive behaviors are celebrated and normalized. Seeing others take similar steps toward abundance reinforces the belief that the act is meaningful and effective, which further deepens the psychological and emotional impact. Participation in a community amplifies the sense of significance and makes the ritual feel more real and impactful, rather than isolated or symbolic in a vacuum. There is also a profound emotional benefit to sharing rituals and intentions. Humans are wired to respond to stories, symbols, and experiences that resonate on a social level. When you involve others in your practice, you create shared narratives of hope, growth, and prosperity. This shared emotional experience enhances bonding and creates positive associations that linger, making the ritual more memorable and inspiring. Moreover, when people witness your intentional actions, it can motivate them to take their own steps toward their goals, creating a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment. The sense of contributing to a larger community of intention and abundance can transform what might have started as a solitary act into a collective movement of possibility and optimism. Ultimately, community and sharing magnify the effects of rituals by combining psychological reinforcement, emotional resonance, and social momentum. The act of involving others turns personal intention into shared energy, creating a cycle where abundance, positivity, and opportunity are not only manifested individually, but also experienced collectively. Through this interconnectedness, rituals like washing hands with lentils transcend symbolism and become catalysts for wider transformation, linking individual growth with the power of community engagement in a way that naturally multiplies the potential for prosperity. So, here's the truth. Abundance isn't something that happens to you. It's something you actively create. starting with the smallest, simplest actions. By washing your hands with lentils on January 1st, you're doing more than a quirky ritual. You're sending a signal to your mind, body, and even the universe that you are ready for growth. You're combining intention, visualization, responsibility, and a little playful audacity to prime yourself for opportunities, prosperity, and positive energy all year long. This act links the symbolic power of lentils with your focus, your habits, and your willingness to take ownership of your life. And it's not just about you. When you share your intention, invite others into the practice, or simply celebrate the energy of abundance, you multiply it. You create a ripple effect where wealth, luck, and opportunity are no longer abstract ideas. They're living, breathing possibilities. Every small, deliberate step you take, every mindful ritual you embrace, becomes a thread in the bigger tapestry of your success. So as you step into 2026, don't wait for luck, timing, or circumstance to decide your life. Take action, engage fully, touch those lentils, feel the energy, set your intention, visualize what you want, laugh, experiment, and involve others. Own your power to create the year you desire, because abundance, growth, and opportunity are not found. They're activated, and they start the moment you decide to show up for yourself. Here's the promise. If you begin with this simple ritual, you're not just washing your hands, you're opening your life to possibility. You're telling yourself and the world that 2026 is your year and that you are ready to receive everything you've imagined. The small intentional act becomes the spark that lights the path toward a year of growth, joy, and undeniable abundance.